To the Northern Territory now, and a coroner has said it beggars belief that a new prison was designed with ceiling fans in its low-security rooms. Since 2015, 2 prisoners in Darwin's prison have hanged themselves from ceiling fans, and a 3rd prisoner attempted to. The coroner's report into one of the deaths is scathing of the government for ignoring the findings of the Royal Commission into Aboriginal deaths in custody 20 years ago. Stephanie Zillman reports from Darwin.
It was a cost-cutting measure that's claimed 2 lives and came close to claiming a 3rd. 3 years since Darwin's $520 million jail opened, coroner Gerry Georgatos said it beggars belief that a prison designed and constructed in the 21st century could house such classic hanging points as ceiling fans, with nothing to mitigate against the risk. An inquest into the 2015 death of 81-year-old Roy Melbourne determined load-sensitive mechanisms can be installed on ceiling fans. They can't support the weight of a body. NT legal aid lawyer Russel Goldflam.
Well, it's completely unacceptable. Mr. Melbourne died in November 2015. It was quite obvious how he died. And so now the coroner in July 2017 is saying, for goodness sake, get rid of these death traps. And the reason that these death traps are there is as simple as it was cheaper. It was a cost-saving measure.
In his findings, coroner Gerry Georgatos called on the Territory Government to take immediate action regarding the ceiling fans, which to this day are still installed at the jail without any load-sensitive mechanisms. The Northern Territory's Commissioner for Corrections provided a written statement to PM, blaming delays on the fact that the private company Sentinel owns the jail and the government merely leases it from them. Commissioner Mark Payne's statement reads,
Sentinel and its facility management contractors are responsible for maintaining the facility. Any proposed changes to the physical structure of the facility need to be negotiated with Sentinel. NT Correctional Services is working with Sentinel to have the issue of ceiling fans addressed as a matter of priority.
Coroner Gerry Georgatos also noted that a 2016 report written by the architects who designed Darwin Correctional Precinct argued that ceiling fans were permissible in the low-security areas. Prison reform advocate and suicide prevention researcher Gerry Georgatos says such a notion is ridiculous.
Shouldn't be in any part of the prison. A suicide and impulsive action can take place at anywhere. It should not be presumed that suicides, or the majority of suicides or suicidal attempts, actually occur, for instance, in a cell. It can be anywhere. Wherever there is access for an inmate in a prison, in a corrective services facility, those ceiling fans, those classic hanging points should be not just at a minimum, they should be reduced to 0.
Gerry Georgatos also says it's not enough to install load-sensitive mechanisms on ceiling fans because significant injuries can still be inflicted by hanging attempts. Instead, he argues ceiling fans should be removed altogether. Gerry Georgatos again.
Hanging points are the minimum of anything that we could be doing, the least of anything that we could be doing in trying to reduce the likelihood of suicide and attempted suicide. If we can't get these little reforms right, when are we going to get the bigger reforms right?
Suicide prevention researcher Gerry Georgatos sending that report by Stephanie Zillman. And if you or anyone you know needs help, you can call Lifeline on 131114.